Live from Mexico.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Carter.
And I'm Kelly.
It's February 11th, 2018. This is Idiocracy Now. Oh, yeah, and it's episode 10.
Episode 10, motherfuckers. Double digits.
So what's up?
I broke our keyboard,
Yeah.
so that's over. This show's gonna be terrible now.
I brought my sister.
That's who that is. I wondered who she was.
Yes, she is a girl, I presume. And maybe she can add some insight to our all-male cast, mostly.
Yeah, it's very helpful to have another.
Have a female perspective.
Yeah, this dude's annoying, and
Yes.
you know.
I'm sorry.
Speaking to your mic just a little bit more.
So it's Sunday today. We don't normally do a show on Sunday, but we figured, what the hell, we could do it, so let's do it. And
We didn't have anything else going on.
Yep.
And we didn't even have anything prepared, so we just threw this together.
We're underprepared. A couple sombreros and some microphones.
We're going to see where this goes.
I found out a half an hour ago I was doing this, so
Yeah.
exciting.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. I found out you were doing it like yesterday.
She didn't know yet. I figured I could talk her into it. It's Sunday, and she ain't got much going on.
Day off.
First things first, I want to get into a couple of questions for the both of you, since not much going on in the news besides Olympics. Israel fucking with Iran and Syria. And
Have you seen anything? Are they dropping bombs or missiles or what?
shooting down ships? Or no, not ships, but planes. F-16.
Airships?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can look it up.
Yeah.
I did see or hear something about was it some American not American forces, but American what do they call them? Like helpers. Basically, like people that train soldiers. Some Americans got killed in Iran or under attack in Syria. I mean,
Really?
and which is basically like we're having Americans being attacked in Syria. That's kind of new.
Not really. They've been in Syria for so long.
They've been in Syria for a long time, but
Boots on the
this is
ground.
the first time I remember them actually being under attack. I used to pay a lot of attention to the Syria thing because I took a photo of the head of the Syrian opposition forces, like the Western, what would they call them?
Israel says
The Free Syrian Army. I got a photograph of the spokesperson for that leaving the Bilderberg meeting, and she was there, whatever, getting her marching orders probably, or who knows, but she was the spokesperson for the Free Syrian Army, and this is right as everything was kicking off back in 2012, I think it was, and anyway, it got in a big, long article that described, like, kind of how the war got started in Syria, how there's, all these intelligence sources that were just, like, a dude in his apartment saying that there's chemical attacks, and there was just, like, a lot of false reporting going on.
Have either of you heard of the White Helmets?
No.
The UN peacekeeping White
Yeah.
Helmet
Oh, the
people?
UN? Why didn't
Yeah.
you just call them the UN?
Well, because the White Helmets are like
Or no, sorry, the UN is the blue helmets. But
yeah.
Touche.
the white helmets are those, like, people that supposedly, like, help people out of rubble. You always see that picture of, like, them, like, helping people out of bombed buildings and things.
The
But
relief people.
but they're also said to be propagandists too, because they stage pictures and stuff like that.
I think it was found out that they were basically
I
like
said
an arm.
stuff like that.
Oh, you want to stop saying that?
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
But they,
And other stuff like that.
no, they're basically like an arm of the British government is what kind of found out. And they claimed they were just some nonprofit group that was just, there to do good, but they were actually being funded a lot by the British government, I think. Does that sound right to you?
I think so.
Okay.
CBC News says tensions are rising between Israel, Iran, and Syria after Israel carried out raids on 4 Iranian positions and 8 Syrian sites, causing significant damage. An Israeli warplane was also brought down over the weekend. One expert says this could lead to unwanted increase in fighting in the region.
Probably.
Yeah. Can you increase fighting when there's just a bunch of fighting?
We need more fighting.
As long as there's people and weapons, I guess you probably could. They're like, oh, there's more people. Give them some more weapons, and then fighting will be increased.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's funding it.
I was watching yesterday. We were watching Elon Musk
The
videos,
Jews.
and
Sorry, I had to throw it in there.
Israel was bitching at somebody. Not Israel. Elongated Musk was bitching at somebody like how we're giving money to the Russians and then bitching about the Russians.
I have no idea. I don't.
Do we give money to the Russians
I think we
besides
do.
buy their oil?
Yeah,
Yeah, we buy lots of shit from them,
probably. We probably do.
especially Europe. They do.
Remember when I was talking about nothing's new? Everything is just regurgitated.
Yeah, I remember like the cycle of history, sort of.
Yeah, I was. Well, this is probably not going to be so much that, but I was watching Ace Ventura the other day. Came out in 1994, and there was somebody using a cell phone on there, and Ace Ventura says, "Be careful, because in time you could develop a tumor." And you see all these studies out, like, "Oh, this just in: cell phones are proven to cause cancer."
Yeah, this just in.
Yeah. Well, this just in is 2018. Ace Ventura told me that when I was a child.
Well, the mainstream media, funny you mentioned that. I saw a news article about that the other day, and they're saying that it doesn't cause any kind of cancer or brain tumors,
Yeah, and that was brought to you by Apple and Samsung.
probably.
Sure. What's crazy about Apple is how many governments and companies and everything have like their number one stock that they own is Apple stock. So like the state of Michigan owns a bunch of stocks, and they use like the profit from their stock trading to make money for the state as like the government. But their number one is Apple,
Yeah.
and it's like $20 million or something crazy, like just in one stock.
I've been I listen to rap music a lot.
Really?
And,
I took you more for a oldies kind of guy.
On some lighter tip, I just don't want to talk about this bullshit anymore. I want
Yeah.
to talk about some lighter things. Eminem pissed me off with his album, and not because I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump hater. I'm it's whatever kind of guy.
I just don't believe in Trump.
No,
It's like
here we go back
it's
into
like the Easter
politics.
Bunny.
Yeah, I don't believe in Trump. If I close my eyes and go like this, he doesn't exist.
No, I don't know. Anyway, I find him entertaining, and I don't.
I
mind
do.
him.
Well, he's doing what he was put there to do. They brought us that legacy candidate, that dynasty candidate, Hillary Clinton, and we said no. They brought us George Bush's little brother, the third one in power. Plus Prescott wasn't he a senator? Prescott Bush, the grandfather. Yeah, so we said no to that, and then we said no to all this political correctness, and we put in like the worst. Somebody was going to shake things up, and he's shaking things up, and now he's created like a whole new. He's almost created a whole new party.
Yeah, in a way.
The party of fuck you. Okay.
I was just as soon as he squashed the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade agreement. That was it. I was like, all right, I'm glad he's there because that wouldn't have happened with Hillary or Bernie.
I heard a comedian say about Donald Trump is like, what does Donald Trump think about when he jerks off? Probably just a picture of him jerking off. And I think Donald Trump seen that and was like, yeah, I mean, what else? What else would be the pinnacle besides me? But what I was getting to, so Eminem.
So he just jerks off in front of a mirror, you think?
Ew.
No, he just imagines it. I mean,
It's going to
never
be the
done that.
greatest ejaculation. It's going to be amazing.
Speaking of that, remind me
It's
to
a
call
good
the
impression.
cleaning lady and tell her to wash my mirror. Arriba! So what I was talking about is Eminem. He went kind of hard on Trump, right? And he thought he was doing a service for all of America and stuff like that.
And stuff.
Did it? I did it again. All right. Okay. So he thought he was doing a service to America, but he wasn't. His sales dropped. This is his worst selling album of all time.
Good.
His performance on SNL was terrible. It was like I thought I was watching someone karaoke Eminem or something. It was bad.
Now, I can recite probably 20,000 words of Eminem lyrics. I know, and that sounds far-fetched, but I can sing through whole albums joyfully. Like, I love this, I love this.
I can't sing
blah,
through
blah,
a
blah,
single album. I don't know if there's a single song I can sing all the way through. My memory's weird, and the way I listen to music, I don't even listen to the words. And then they don't sink in ever.
Lil Wayne put out an album too, right after Eminem. I noticed he mentioned Donald Trump as well, but it wasn't as hard. He used like my girl's waist. My girl's got thighs and waist like Donald Trump. Because
It's like shaped like him.
Do you remember when the rappers used to rap about how awesome he was?
Yeah. And then another one.
How awesome Trump was?
Yeah. They'd rap about wanting to have money like Trump and be like Trump, and everyone turned on him.
Another one was, my bitch is so foreign, Donald might bomb her country. I mean,
that's clever.
It just thinks you'd think that Lil Wayne would probably go harder on Donald Trump than Eminem would, but I think Eminem just did a virtue signaling album with this revival.
Have you seen that video where he is like, I think he's just like bitching out Trump or whatever? I haven't seen it myself.
Oh,
but
like
I heard
that freestyle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but
It was
it was
terrible.
all about Trump, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Calling him a bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
He looked tired.
Yeah. I think and Donald Trump didn't address it at all.
And he threw a fit about it.
Yeah, he
Eminem
did
was
throw a fit.
upset that
And
he
then-
didn't acknowledge him.
What's
He
funny?
was trying to troll Trump and it didn't work.
Yeah.
He
Well,
trolled himself.
yeah. He just thought about it. He was like, he did something that Eminem does all the time, because a lot of people try to diss Eminem to get on the rap scene, you know? And
That's what rappers do generally, isn't it? Like
And then-
diss each other. Or,
Right.
yeah, well, and if you're too big, you don't even address it because you're too big to hear that, you know?
You just don't give a fuck,
Yeah,
basically.
so Trump just didn't give a fuck. But and then there was that controversy with Trump and Jay-Z. And I forget what the details were about.
Nothing really happened as far as I know. Because I was watching for that during the Grammys.
I think it was the State of the Union, or was it the Grammys?
It was right before the Grammys. And then the Grammys was like all about Jay-Z for some reason, even though he didn't win one. But I don't remember anything happening after him being mentioned in a tweet.
Bruno Mars won because it was feel-good music.
I like it. I mean,
I hate Bruno Mars. So
I don't like him.
I hate that song. I can't stand it.
It's like I hear it in every convenience store. And
Really?
people are just in line like,
Everyone's dancing. Yeah, I love shopping.
Keep up!
I don't know. He's too old to make music like that. It creeps me out now.
So, instead of being clever, I think Eminem shit the bed on this one, and I think Lil Wayne went the better route and was clever. And
Well,
I really enjoying. I don't care who thinks what. I really enjoy Lil Wayne. A lot of people are like, oh, Lil Wayne doesn't make sense. Lil Wayne's stupid. It's like, well, you're stupid because you really don't break down his lyrics. A lot of it's about, like, you know, eating pussy and, you know, some gross stuff that I would never recommend. But other stuff, it's pretty complex. And if you don't get it, that means you're kind of stupid.
did Lil Wayne, did he do some
That's
time?
kind
like-
of harsh, don't you think, a bit?
Well, if you're not smart enough to understand similes, metaphors, alliteration, and stuff like that,
I get it.
I said and stuff like that again. God damn it, you need a button.
Did Lil Wayne do some time a couple years ago?
Yeah, he did for a gun charge.
I think I read an article in Rolling Stone about
Yeah.
him. That's all I know about him. I hear that the new Eminem is not
And
very
he,
good.
And
though.
he said, I had a phone in jail. That's a cell phone.
No comment.
You don't think that's good? It's
Not
good.
really.
It's a cell phone.
I think it's kind of cheap and
We
tacky.
talked about this on our last episode of cell phones in jail. Going live from Twitter.
I almost named the show Skin Pocket.
Why? No. I wouldn't be sitting here for sure if it was called
I learned
Skin
that
Pocket.
from a 7-year-old.
That got weird.
If he can say it, anybody can say it. But yeah, I heard the Eminem album wasn't very good, and maybe that's why he's not doing so well with his sales.
No, it was
Because it sucks.
Yeah.
it was a huge virtue signaling.
He's
I
all
mean,
sober and everything.
he would have sold more I mean,
He shouldn't have got political.
no, he shouldn't.
Yeah, and he
That's where
alienates
he
lots
messed
of
up.
people.
Who's that?
Huh?
Who was that?
Just some people.
Oh.
All right, Carter, do you live by a philosophy at all? Do you have a favorite philosopher? I only say that because I found out my name's Greek, and I started like looking up Greek people, and I realized
Christopher or
Christopher is a Greek name, and I didn't know that. And so I started looking up Greek people, and then a bunch of philosophers came up.
So Christopher
Of course.
predates Jesus?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Does Greece predate Jesus?
I don't know. I had a teacher whose last name was Christ, or no, his first name, Christ Gudis. He was Greek. And no, I don't really have a philosophy, so I've been influenced by certain people, like Don Juan and the San Pedro Cactus. I've read Nietzsche and stuff, but I don't.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not really one to be able to talk philosophy or philosophy fluently.
Philosopher. I don't know any philosophers.
I guess one of my philosophies is just to be able to like leave. Like there's a painting I did that's of me naked on a rocket with a little twirly hat on, throwing a bunch of seeds back at the earth and having like a bunch of flowers sprout.
Panspermia.
Just to leave the place a better place when I'm dead, I guess. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta move my car.
Jesus.
Son of a bitch. All right. Here, just me and you, Kelly.
Great.
Most corrupt news channel, CNN, MSNBC, or Fox News?
Well, I lean more towards the right, so obviously I'm going to say CNN and MSNBC.
Which one?
CNN.
Do you...
I actually yelled at a CNN lady at a Trump rally. I was like, Clinton News Network! And she gave me a dirty-ass look. It was awesome. It was great.
I think... Man, I don't think I could pick one.
Really? You think they're all
I think
pretty
they're all
corrupt?
fucked. Yeah. I think they all have an agenda. And
They all do
that's
have
a
an
bad thing.
agenda.
That's bad.
It is bad. They're not just reporting the truth anymore. They're reporting the truth through the side that they go with.
No matter what, the next president, if it's a Democrat, Fox is going to be like, it's the worst choice in the world.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If President Trump wins re-election and then another Democrat wins, that Democrat or that Republican will be the worst in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump will be blamed because he opened up like that kind of dialogue and made it normal.
Yeah, it's a lot more normal to openly bash people and make fun of them and embarrass them now.
Would you rather... I noticed like a lot of newscasters now are female, like overwhelmingly female.
Okay.
Have you noticed that, Carter?
I haven't been watching that much news actually, but yeah, I would agree with that.
We should watch.
Especially now that Charlie Rose is gone.
Steven Crowder did a thing
Well,
where
they replaced Charlie Rose.
yeah, they did. We should do a thing where we watch news for a few hours and just start counting female, male.
What's wrong with female anchors? Is there something wrong with that, or?
I don't know, but if it's... I guess I would be interested in the psychology behind females giving you the news rather than a domineering a male figure with a deep voice and kind of like an elder statesman.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the pretty faces better for ratings.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
But do you think
women don't like to look at ugly
Do you
dudes.
all right, here we go. Here we
Either.
go. Call me out on this. I'm just saying this to be controversial. Do you think that the women are there for ratings but are responsible for people not paying attention to what's actually being said, and that's why nobody knows the issues?
They're like, they hear a cell phone brain cancer story, but they don't actually hear it,
They
so they
just
have
see
to
the
repeat it back to you 2 years
I
later.
don't think women are responsible for people not paying attention anymore. I think Facebook and your phone is responsible for that.
Countless hours, yeah, no
Just
doubt.
mind-numbing hours on your phone.
Pacification.
You
with
get your
speaking
news from
stone.
Facebook now, so
It could be that women are just better communicators
See,
too, so they make better anchors.
I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know that there's news on Facebook. I wouldn't consider anything that I seen on Facebook news.
are legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Well,
a lot of people do.
I just haven't been on Facebook in so long. I just don't even know what it's like. I just know you scroll through stuff. Like I even had this little song I used to say to a girlfriend that I had. It was like, your whole life is scrolling like, your whole life is scrolling like, and that's how that bitch would do. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Like, she barely even look at it. Like, and then bam, it's gone. Bam.
How
bam.
interesting was that relationship?
I learned some stuff
Did you?
that her whole life is scrolling like.
It was pretty boring.
Scrolling
then.
like it's like a.
I don't even remember which girl it was, Kelly.
Yeah.
So.
I think the scrolling and liking is
It
like
was boring.
it's like doing little mini hits of crack or something.
Yeah, little dopamines every
Yeah.
time. Bing, bing,
Bam,
bing. You
bam.
get a like.
Like,
Bing,
woo.
bing, bing, bing.
Give me some
bing.
more.
I see you like me. Give me some more.
I actually deactivated my Facebook because I saw on the news that they were set out from the beginning to get people hooked.
Yeah, no shit. That's what it felt like.
Was that fairly recently?
Yeah.
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 When my mom spent 8 hours a day on Farmville, I was like, yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should have seen her farm. It was glorious.
Yeah, but you should have
She wanted
seen
to
your
share
sink.
it. She
Mom,
wanted
look
to
at
send
your
you
sink.
gifts.
I built a house. Mom, do the dishes.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom.
Live life.
Mom. Mom, 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 mommy, mom, mom.
I was off of it for years and years, but
You're back on it?
it's there.
It's
Don't
for-
don't look for me.
It's for work. I don't.
Don't look
I
me
can't.
up.
I really don't know how to get on Facebook. I have no idea how to log on. And yeah, that's it.
Wouldn't it be funny to have a Facebook account and then just block everyone?
Yeah, just all by myself.
Everyone's blocked.
Everything's blocked.
Some people do that just to look at other people's stuff that's public, but
No,
like, they
I mean,
keep theirs
no.
all private.
No
Right.
friends. No nothing.
Right.
Everything's blocked. All the advertisements. I don't like this advertisement. It's offensive every
I'm
time.
not social.
It's offensive. It's offensive. And then it's just a gray screen.
You'd
And
get a bunch of ads for depression meds and stuff, probably.
blocked. That's offensive and racist. Call up Facebook. I'm depressed because of these ads for depression medication.
I thought it'd be fun to make a Facebook about how terrible Facebook is, like a Facebook hate page, and you'd have to set it up, but brand new every week because it would just get taken down probably. But
That's most of the time. That's a lot of people just doing that naturally. There's a lot of
Bitching-
Facebook hate out there.
bitching about Facebook on Facebook.
Yeah, they're on Facebook bitching about it. No, thank you.
I asked Kelly this while you were moving your car. Most corrupt news channel: CNN, MSNBC, or Fox.
Corrupt CNN for sure. I mean, they're giving Hillary the notes, man. That's number one, top corruption right there.
You're right.
I don't know, I think they might be more CIA than the other two. Is all like more. I don't know. They set a lot of the news too. I think there might be the ones that get the memo first or something. They set a lot of trends. I feel like.
Yeah.
And they're the more powerful one.
Mm-hmm.
There's always MSN, or not MSN, but CNN going on in like airports or anywhere public because it's supposedly not left or right. Man, I'm hearing stuff. Stop the hammering.
I heard that too.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we got the car. Don't worry, folks. Stuff's getting taken care of on Sunday evening.
yeah, the plow guy's here cleaning our driveway.
Yeah, for being in Mexico, we sure have a lot of snow. There's like a foot of snow outside.
Yeah,
global warming.
And plus, Mexicans are the #1 exporters of snow.
Sure. They're known for that.
All right, so CNN wins for being the most CIA. Fox. So, do you think
Fox is pandering. That's what I think about Fox.
Do you think when the next Democrat wins, it's gonna the news is gonna switch? You know, Fox going to like. Is there ever gonna be a president that a Democrat president that Fox is like, we love this guy?
Maybe now because they're owned by a different company now, so they're owned by like freaking Democrats. I hear.
What?
Basically, that's why I say they're pandering. Is they're just going for ratings, and like the fact that Megyn Kelly can go from Fox over to MSNBC or whatever.
Now she has her own talk show.
Just shows how much they don't actually like believe what they're talking about. You know?
I like Tucker. Tucker's been my favorite for a while.
That's all I really hear. I haven't watched Fox News, so I don't even really know what they're like right now.
I'm not a Sean Hannity man at all. I don't like him.
Why?
Because of the little football thing, and because of like he thinks he's a tough guy. I want to punch Sean Hannity in the face, like Will Ferrell on Step Brothers. Just something about your face.
At the
I want to battle Sean Hannity
at the Republican office in Michigan, like I don't know, 8 years ago or whatever. There was a lot of people that were not fans of Sean Hannity.
Yeah, I don't like Rush Limbaugh's a fat shit.
My husband listens to Rush.
Yeah.
Laura Ingraham.
He's too.
He's smart.
Yeah, he is.
He's a really smart man.
He's been around for a long time, though.
You're disrespecting a great man right now.
I really don't care. These are my opinions.
Should we pray to Rush Limbaugh today?
You can. He
Yes.
needs it. He's going to die of a fucking heart attack anytime now.
Maybe we should pray for him. Yeah, I was saying pray to him.
Then Alex Jones will fucking cry.
Alex Jones is. I liked him at first. He
And then
got really. He got screwy there a little bit.
the nature of Alex Jones and his
Screwy,
listeners
I like it.
Yeah.
are you wake up and you first learn about 9/11, and then you realize that the government's not there to protect you. There's a lot of nefarious things going on. There's a lot of lawyers doing a lot of speculative shit. And then you start to second guess everything. And then you start to second guess Alex Jones. And then you're like, what the fuck is Alex Jones? And then one day you're listening and people are calling in, but like, tell them about your divorce, Alex. And then you start Googling Alex's divorce. And right around that time, he needed money really bad. So he had a vitamin sale where he made millions and millions of dollars and stayed up for 3 days. And it just so happened to he shut down the fundraiser right when he made about all the money that he needed to make to pay off his restitution.
It probably played a factor, I would think. You know, I mean, but yeah.
This is for your health, folks.
He's running the ship there,
Your
man.
health in
If
my pockets.
He'd be like, he would just have, if he didn't think he had enough money, they would do that kind of shit. But I think they're good products, actually. I don't see the argument as.
Have
just
you
'cause
ever
they sell
tried
stuff.
the Vitality?
I have, actually, yeah.
Have you? How'd it work?
Makes you too horny.
Really?
Yeah, for me anyway. I was like, I gotta stop taking this shit.
Huh.
I'm not sure if it made me more like cranky too. I'm not sure, but
He damn near put a
felt
hole
like
in
it.
one of my jeans.
So too much testosterone,
Friction.
basically.
and it has horny goat weed in it, and that's like sold as a sex drive thing, and that's just like part of it. But I felt like my testosterone was boosted too. Like I just felt, I don't know. That's how it works. Is it's like taking steroids almost, but it's
Have
natural.
you ever seen the ads? They're pretty
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Ron
Like,
Gibson.
I want to be that guy.
If you Ron Gibson on YouTube, he does all Alex Jones stuff and puts it out there with no commercials. He cuts out all the vitamin shit, so you can just watch pure show, and it's great.
It's a lot better that way.
I hear
yeah.
I watch Joe Rogan on YouTube too. I hear none of his sponsor bullshit. I never hear him talk about his sponsors. Like
He only does it in the beginning and then
yeah.
maybe the end.
a lot of people be like, "Oh, I like Joe Rogan, but I hate like all the sponsors and shit. It's like I've never heard that once. What the fuck are you watching it on?
Yeah, no sponsors here yet. But just
Fuck.
pure show.
Fuck, I'm one of them.
Hell yeah. Sponsored by Chris.
And
Senor
Carter.
Chris.
It's arriba.
Senor.
Send me burrito in the mail with corn tortilla envelope so I can eat it and poop it out and then read it.
This is usually when I stop the show.
Stop the show, folks.
Just hit the red button, let it skip a few minutes.
All right. Name a band that I've never heard of.
Oh. Huh.
The Intergalactic Sherpas.
What's a Sherpa?
It's like a mountain climber assistant.
Oh yeah, okay, I knew that. They help people in like on Everest. The Sherpas are, in fact, the Sherpas die.
I could be saying that wrong. It could be Galactic Sherpas.
Oh, either way, Sherpas is a great. Sherpas die all the time,
Yeah, and
more than the
they're
actual climbers.
And they carry like twice as much weight or
Yeah, they
something.
do.
They're just they have a really low center of gravity and a giant heart. They have larger
Intergalactic
hearts.
Sherpas. Oh, what do they talk about? They're like climbing. Sing
I,
songs about
dude, like I said,
climbing.
I don't listen to the actual lyrics. I have no idea what their topics are, but it's a bunch of horns and
They're like a hot girl. She's like, I just like the beat.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like, did you hear that beat? Come on, guys.
Come on,
guys.
More than the beat, but
I like beats.
name a rapper that I've never heard of.
Little Pump.
Really?
Yeah.
Little Pump.
He's got a song out with 500 million views.
Really?
Is it good?
No, it's horrible. Oh, it's horrible. He's got pink dreads and his teeth.
We should look that up right now.
No,
I'm curious.
Is it how old is he?
Fuck. Little
A
Pump.
grown man or?
I don't even know if we can play it on here.
Lil Pump.
I
He popped right up.
Pump.
walked by Little Bow Wow one time.
Shut up.
Was he shorter than
Really?
you?
And in Florida, they were doing like an MTV party, and it was like an MTV beach party, blah blah blah, and we were just kind of watching from outside the scene, and every time they would go to a commercial break, the whole party would just die down, and they'd just be like, blah, 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 and then they'd be like, and we're back, and everyone would go nuts, woo, we're having such a party, and then like as soon as it went back to commercial break, it was just dead. It was weird. But yeah, Little Bow Wow was there to perform.
Did you know it was him at the time that you were
I had
walking
never
past
heard,
him?
like, the dude I was with was like, hey, that's Little Bow Wow. I'm like, who the fuck's that? Like, this famous kid.
Like, I don't give a shit.
Is that James Franco?
Yeah. Should be.
Man, it's weird how some things just keep coming around on the show. Now we're talking about dreadlocks again. I guess they're pretty popular.
First of all, he's a horrible driver. Did you see that park job?
Wow, he does have a lot of views.
Yeah. You can put this guy ahead of Sean Hannity of people that I wouldn't mind punching in the face. I don't care if he's a minor.
Wait, he's a child?
I don't know. I wish that tiger would have ate
A
him.
child with neck tats. I don't know. That seems
Right.
like a bad idea. I don't think he's a child. He looks like a grown man.
Did Little Pump die? I don't
What?
even know.
That tiger ate him.
I hope he gets shot.
That's what this show needs. We need a tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm going to train it to eat Little Pump and be like, yo, bro, can my tiger be in your video? And then I'm like, now's the time! Get him! Get him! Now's the time! That tiger didn't go crazy. That tiger went tiger.
I wonder how many people kill people with snakes and stuff. I wonder if that still happens. Like, I put a poisonous snake in his bed. You know?
That's crazy.
I bet that's happening in Mexico. Hashtag
Sure.
build that wall. Just for the snakes. Fucking build that wall because of the snakes.
Now that you're on the Twitter, you're starting to talk all hashtaggy.
Yeah, I haven't tweeted in a long time.
You'll lose followers if you don't keep tweeting.
Oh, I better keep tweeting, man.
We actually need to we need to call some of our followers Some of them are just like companies and shit. But each one of those has somebody that looks at it. But I don't know.
This
Wow.
guy's excited about bags of weed. And he's walking on his new car.
And his pants were all the way down, basically.
Yeah, so what's the deal with the sagging?
That's just so distasteful.
Is it really something that started in prison as a sign of submission?
Yeah, you a punk.
Wouldn't they like hold on to their pockets?
It's
or something
advertisement. Advertisement. They would advertise their ass because.
How did that become cool? Or in a rap video?
It was just like a fashion. They thought it was a fashion thing, and they didn't know the.
Be like not having shoelaces, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. My Adidas. Why you take the shoelaces out? Because
Is
I'm
it
just so
wrong?
used to being in jail, dog.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead. Is it wrong?
Well, I was gonna say, is it wrong
Speak
for
up.
me to assume that sagging your pants is more of a culture thing?
No, it is a cultural
It's
thing.
Definitely.
Like a place of region where it happens.
Well,
It happens in the Midwest.
who occupied? Yeah, there's a
in
lot,
the inner cities.
there's a lot of black people in prison,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of black people that sag. I sagged for a while, and then I grew up, and then I don't.
Yeah. I was
But
sagging back
You bought a
with
belt,
chain wallets.
got a
and-
job and bought a belt.
My friend Derek is 35, and he sags, and he's a little white plumber.
Does he have a chain wallet?
No, he loves Eminem.
Well,
What does he think about this last album? Does he say, it's all right, man, you just got to listen to it a whole lot?
It was kind of that. The lyrics are always good. Like the metaphors are always good with him, but he thought it could have been. He could have just did more rapping. Like he was too emotional about the whole political thing, and it was like every song that he put out was like he wanted to be like a 500 million view, like one with Beyonce, Ed Sheeran. Just it looks like he was sucking a lot of dick.
yeah.
I think so. Sucking a lot of dick to
I
get
think
views.
he was. I think I saw him sucking a lot of dick.
Yep. And I was like, Eminem, put down that wiener, please. You got music to make.
Stop molesting that Einstein poster.
So do you think all of his gay innuendos throughout the years are legitimate then?
Yeah. Well, look at Little Pump. He
Every
definitely
song
sucked
he
some
talks
dicks.
about sucking dick.
Really?
Every song.
Yeah.
Little Pump.
Little Pump. He took a little pump in his butt. He's like, I'm about to come, and you might feel a little bump.
You are in the presence of a lady, sir.
I'm sorry. This is my sister. I've been talking dirty around her since I was little.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
But I will tone it down. Okay, so let me pick another question. There's so many good ones right here. What was the worst thing about the last presidential election? The worst thing. What sticks out in your mind the most? It could be a concept. It could be a clip. It could be a moment. It could be a speech.
The fact that Bernie Sanders was a big giant pussy. He could have had it all, man, if he had just stood up for himself a little bit and attacked Hillary at all. But the world could be different. But he was a big pussy, and now he's just a grumpy old man that lost.
Do you think that would have mattered? He could have went negative, and she still would have stole the election. The election was hers to
Not
begin
if he-
with.
I
not if
think
he-
she stole it from him because there's no way that she won.
Yeah,
There's no way.
If he just had like 5% more, he would have blown her out of the water, undeniably.
it'd be President Sanders right now if it was.
Yeah, Trump wouldn't have
versus
beat Sanders. There's no way.
Because I would have went. I probably would have went Sanders over Trump.
No. Not I.
Yeah.
No.
I can't get in on socialism, but
Right.
I don't. I didn't even decide till that day.
Okay, so what do you think, Kelly? The worst thing about the last presidential election?
Election.
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 I'm gonna talk without moving my mouth.
Well, I wouldn't say the worst part, but I would say the most memorable was the vice presidential debate. with Tim Kaine and Mike Pence.
Elaborate.
Well, Tim Kaine looked crazy.
I think Tim Kaine was gay.
He did look a little nutso.
Didn't he? He was shaky. And
Was he
just
gay?
Like, ah.
He was like too happy, you know. I don't know.
Happy, but like violent about it at the same time. He came off very aggressive in a unstable manner.
He was trying to look cheery for like the progressive younger crowd. Energized.
That's really distracting. So professional.
You're fired, Chris.
Yeah.
I think Tim Kaine's sucking dicks.
I think that's a valid theory. I don't think there's any real solid evidence that I know. It doesn't matter now. Who
I
cares
think
about
he
him
lost it for Clinton for sure. I think that debate right there pulled a lot of people over to the right side and voted Trump. Mike Pence stole it.
Horrible selection.
Yes.
He was like
He's a female Hillary Clinton.
Tina, what's her name? Not Tina Fey. She did the job.
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah. Another terrible
What a strange choice. Yeah, I'd like to know, or I'd like to be in the room when they make that decision, like just to see how they decide all these things. Like, because sometimes you're like, why the hell did you choose that person out of everybody?
Well, I think the Republicans were looking for a woman, so they went with her, but it was a bad choice because a lot of women didn't like her, so it backfired.
So if you could have a full-size tree of any sort just sprout up in your backyard overnight, what would it be? What's one large tree? Any
I would
thoughts?
have to do some Googling first.
All right. I don't have a good answer either. Maybe a giant oak or a weeping willow.
A willow,
as long as
for
someone
sure.
could pick up the sticks.
Well, if it was going to be a giant tree, I'd probably pick the most expensive. I'd probably just
Good
cut that
thinking.
bitch down, but I would pick the most exotic, hard, expensive, like black wood or like a purple wood.
Sure.
And
The purple redwood of Madagascar.
and then I would grow that and I'd sell that bitch immediately.
Man, in California, there was people who had $1 million trees, and they lived in a trailer.
I'd market tiny little trinkets and be like, "Yes, you can buy this for $500. It's the first tree that appeared out of fucking nowhere, man." Check out this video.
Just sell little medallions for
Money does grow
$100.
on trees, huh?
Yeah, especially if you cut it down.
It grows on small bushes, I found.
What?
That's what I always say.
She said,
Oh.
I thought you said girls on small
like
bushes.
weed plants. You know,
Oh, right.
money grows on a small bush.
It's clever.
Not quite a tree. But
Look at that rat of a man.
it's a Tim Kaine gay marriage user clip. Let me know if you're going to I'll turn it on.
I'm just looking for is Tim Kaine gay images. And looks like he keeps it under wrap quite well.
You honestly think he's gay?
Yeah.
He has a strange, very Grinchy looking grin. That's what I see. He could
So
be
that's
he could be the Grinch.
That's like a what? Dead giveaway he's gay or?
Okay, here we go. Why don't you trust women? Let's think.
I thought you
about
knew this guy.
Tim Kaine. All right, I'm going to play this little video, and maybe he talks, and I want you to hear his voice.
We support Roe versus Wade. We support the constitutional right of American women to consult their own
supportive
conscience,
partner, their own minister, but then make their own decision about pregnancy. And we don't think that women should be punished, as Donald Trump said they should, for making the decision to have an abortion. The very last thing the government should do is have laws that would punish women who make reproductive choices.
Cutting up
And that
babies.
is the fundamental difference between a Clinton Kaine ticket
Inside their
and a
bellies,
Trump Pence
7
ticket that
months.
wants to punish
Go ahead
women who
and
make
scroll
those
that
choices.
up.
It's really
Stuff
not.
to do.
Donald Trump and I would never support legislation that
So, yeah, that was a weak clip. So Tim Kaine's definitely gay.
Because he's a baby killer?
Yeah. If it's not for that,
Well, he lost, so
Thank God, huh?
yeah. Does that make him a loser?
Back to the Future. Yeah, he's a loser for sure, no doubt about it. But I think in politics you usually lose.
All right, certain kids I wouldn't want to argue with, and this kid's one of them. This is a 3-year-old Mateo, makes his case for cupcakes.
Is this new for you, this video?
Yeah,
All right, it's been around a while. That's why I ask.
it's great.
Listen to me. Like I do this all the time. And if I go out at the house with the door, Matthew has his toys, and then Matthew has all his toys.
Okay, but I have to yell at you
Look at
guys.
his hands on his hips.
Listen.
You
guys.
Linda.
Shut up, bitch.
Listen.
Okay, what?
Like everything they do at this house, you can't trust everything at Grandma's house.
Okay,
Did you say you can
Okay,
trust
then what?
anything at Grandma's?
then you're not listening
Okay, then
to
what?
me.
Then you're not listening to me.
I asked you not to do something.
Linda, but listen to me. Look at, if you do something, if you get that bird thing off, you're gonna break it.
Okay, but I'm letting you know that you cannot. No,
Lick it.
You're not listening to me.
It's like trying to have a
Listen to
podcast
me
with
now.
Chris.
Listen to me now.
Listen to me.
No, you're not listening. I said no cupcakes, and you try to get cupcakes, and you try to ask Grandma.
Linda,
Didn't you?
Linda, lick it. If you do something right out this, if you get close up, you can't even get them. You're gonna burn your butt.
What's gonna burn your butt? You and Kevin don't listen, so I have to give both of you guys pop-pows in your butt.
But Linda, but Grandpa's gonna give you peppers in your butt.
No, he's not.
Grandpa's
I
gonna,
have
like,
to.
Grandpa's
You
gonna
don't want me
hit
to
you.
hit Kevin, or you don't want me to spank you?
No,
Why?
because anybody wants to spank me.
Then I have to spank Kevin.
But he's my little butt box.
He's your little pop-ups, but he doesn't listen.
But Linda, honey, look at this. Right now, you can't do anything if you can't get everything out of the wall. If you're gonna break everything down.
I've heard enough of this little punk.
Oh my God, he needs to be kicked in the face.
Oh, come on now.
I'm just
No, he's
joking.
hilarious.
Yeah. Think about that. Think about when he's 15, arguing with his mom.
He's already mastered it.
Yeah, he
She
is.
can't get any words in. She's done.
Kids are funny. There's a little a Latino girl. My daughter's best friends is a kid like 5 years old that's Latino, and she's I don't know. She's just not afraid of anything. She's a badass. She calls you boss. What's up, boss?
That's adorable.
Here's another one. Little James barks at a cat. Have you seen this one?
Aw, no.
All right, good.
Mama, look, I'm just looking at him, Mama.
Okay, well, stay away from him.
Mama, look, Mama. I'm a big boy. I ain't scared of nothing.
Okay, well,
He's adorable.
that's a cat that you're not about to play with.
Mama, look. Don't start it with me today, Mama. Okay?
Move.
Okay? That's a cat, so I can play with cats because I like cats and pets.
James, you don't know nothing about that cat. Don't mess with that cat.
I know cats, Mama. I know about cats.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do, Mama. Look. That's a cat.
Okay, and you don't know nothing about no cat. Lil James, don't touch that cat.
Yo, I am not playing with you right now.
I know about cats and pets.
You don't know nothing about no
He
cat.
is so
Why
confident.
you calling that cat Lil James?
Meow.
I don't even know. I told you don't know nothing about animals. You barking at a cat.
Little James is hilarious. Moments after this video, he was shot and killed by the
God.
police.
Oh, jeez.
And that's the show, folks.
Right? I'm out.
All right.
So, the Olympics. You guys got anything on the Olympics?
The-
Who cares?
the Olympics. Olympics?
Are the Winter Olympics even real Olympics?
All right, no. Not
I think
really.
it's interesting. I'm
that's great.
curious what you guys think about the Koreas walking together and playing together, I guess.
I think it's nuts that they're even having the Olympics that close to North Korea.
Yeah.
If
But what about them walking together? I tried to look up earlier if they've
Strange,
ever
yeah.
done that before, and I couldn't find
I
anything.
mean, technically they're one country or whatever. Like, they claim.
Are they
yeah,
just like providences?
It's weird that they can do that. They can talk all this shit and then they're like, "Oh, hey, let's walk together in the Olympics." I mean, the athletes don't give a shit, probably.
Right.
It is strange.
Yeah. I don't get that one. I thought they wanted to bomb each other. And
We
Hey,
should.
what do you guys think about?
The U.S. and Russia should walk together since
Russia and China should walk together.
Crunchy Sunday. That's as good as Chapstick Kennedy.
You guys went on a tangent about that. My God.
It turned out there was a hashtag Chapstick Kennedy that was it was sort of trending. There was a
Really?
lot of things on it.
I made that up.
Of course you did.
Give me a funny video. What say you? Come on, hit me with it. Bam, bam.
Throw
How
up a.
about Pebbles? Pebbles freaking out.
Have you heard about
Have you
Pebbles?
seen that, Carter?
I don't think so.
Talk now.
This is where I watch my YouTube. Is this show? I come in and this is where I get it all.
This is a how to
You
fix.
can skip ahead probably like halfway through to get to the freak out.
Oh, Pebbles. I have seen this. I fucking
Oh.
hate birds, man.
Really?
I'm a bird hater.
Why?
Because I don't know. I never liked them anyway because they shit so much.
They do.
And I kind of lived with a parrot for a little bit, and it bit me really hard to make me bleed. I don't know. I was just like, "You motherfucker!" I knew you always hated me, and we just didn't get along. I don't know. I've had a bird.
So that
before.
one bird kind of ruined it for birds for you?
It was probably before that. I had a bird that got stolen. Someone broke in, and the only thing they stole was my bird.
It was Dumber and Dumber.
My grandma.
Yeah, it
Your
was.
bird.
My grandma had a bird that would call the cat, like, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty," like all menacing. It was funny. "Here, kitty, kitty," Rah! And then I'd scream at him.
The parrot I lived with, it just imitated like the sound of the microwave beeping a lot.
Really?
That's annoying.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, here's Kelly showed me this video. That's
I love it.
it's a bird called
I love
Pebbles.
this
Yeah, this
bird.
guy's cool.
Bird is my hero.
Each side here.
Apparently they don't like round cages.
Yeah.
I think we got it. I think we got it. We got it. That's the best thing that's ever happened. You don't like those cages either, hey? That's what it needs. Another one. These cages shouldn't even be in production, right? We've made this cage good enough.
Fucking around. Fucking around.
Exactly.
Look at his body language.
I know.
He's all puffed up like a human.
Right, Pebble?
I like the way he throws his neck back and
Right
forth.
in the garden.
I don't care.
Stop.
Wow. Could he be more aggressive at all?
Oh,
Not today.
yeah. That's one bird not to be fucked
That
with.
dude's got like a $10,000 bird, and he lives in the storage unit.
It's all for you, Pebbles.
You got one?
There's a pretty sweet Bob Ross
Ooh, yeah.
Google Dream, I think it's called. Bob Ross Google Dream. It's just super psychedelic. It's whoever put together this like program, that Google Dream thing is it's pretty sweet.
Google Dream. What is that?
You'll see. It's like it just it overlays a ton of images, and some algorithm fucks with all the visual data and creates like just nutso stuff. You might have to skip ahead. It looks like.
If
About 1
something
minute.
else should look like or a tree, all we want to do here is show you how to make these effects. What you paint is totally up to you. We just want to show you how to paint. Just to get
I don't know, it's a lot like being on shrooms.
started. Now, using a bow brush and very firm pressure.
Huh.
I want to pull this thing. The only thing we're worried about right now is this nice outside edge. We could care less.
That's weird as
That is
fuck.
super weird.
Once again, can really and truly become a world on its own. You can find anything that
looks
you want in here. You
glitchy.
can find peace,
Oh,
you
what
can
was
find
that?
calm
It looked like a
times,
pig man.
anything.
Did you see that?
Get off my
I didn't
soapbox
see the
and
pig
find the
man,
brush.
but-
Let's get crazy. Let's make a big air balloon right there. And for that, I'll tell you what,
Have you guys
pick up
ever
the
been on
old
shrooms
brush here,
and had like a screen of like
right into
geometric patterns, like a screen that's in front of you all the time when you look at everything? Just
I've never had shrooms that good. No.
I don't know, I love it. The visual aspects for hallucinogens are probably my favorite thing about them. Well, maybe.
I woke up one time and my friends had duct taped my hands like this and like that, and then
Together,
well, they duct taped them
Your
closed first and then like this.
or
And when I was waking up, I was having a dream that I was in a sword fight and I lost a lot of fingers.
Really?
And I came to and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And I started gnawing at him and finally got my finger. Realized that I didn't have any cuts or anything. And I just,
I always see figures, not like shapes or anything, but just like figures. I watched an old man in the sky one night. I was tripping balls and laying on a picnic table, staring at the clouds, and it looked like an old man's face, and I stared at it for hours, I swear to God.
might have been that time I dressed up as an old man and
flew
flew a balloon around
on shrooms.
on shrooms.
Man, I was looking at getting a balloon a while back. Some people just get enough helium and they get enough balloons that they can float up with helium balloons.
Like up?
But it costs like $3,000 worth of helium to do it once. And I don't know, it just seemed fun. Kind of a fun thing to do. Those hot air balloons are like 30 grand for a decent hot air balloon.
That's
I'd be nervous to get into a hot air balloon.
I would never.
Or just a bunch of helium balloons. I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
What if a couple of them popped?
I think that's how you get down. Is you take a BB gun?
Yeah.
I would have to. I don't understand.
Or untie 'em,
when
I
I see
guess.
people in hot air balloons, I'm like, they don't have parachutes on?
Why not?
There wouldn't be enough time. It's not high enough. Yeah.
What, you don't
Don't
know?
they go pretty
You
high?
get a gust of wind, and you just might be like, yo, all of a sudden you're fucking 2,000 feet in the air going 75 miles an hour like this, and you can... the only thing you could do is climb out of the edge. I thought... You're freaking me out. I thought you were...
rocking.
I thought
Sorry,
I had
adjusting.
Pringles in my beard. And then all of a sudden you got to dig your way out of that motherfucker and just to parachute to the ground like D.B. Cooper.
Yeah, you could be right. Maybe they have special hot air balloon parachutes that open real quick or something.
Like a squirrel suit kind of deal.
Those seem dangerous. They look super fun though.
They
If you're going to go up into the sky with 10,000 helium balloons, why not do a squirrel suit?
They should have like something if it does fall, an inflatable bubble encapsulates the basket that you sit in or stand in.
Sounds sweet.
So it just bounces. It's just a whole big bunch of people
And your
falling.
bloody insides are all squished.
Well, your bones would probably break and pop it. It wouldn't work.
Do you guys know the author Edgar Allan Poe? He wrote like The Raven.
Yeah.
He has a short story about going up in a balloon, super high, and the dude like gets like nosebleeds and like passes out and stuff, and like I don't know, just really neat because it was so long ago when he was writing about it. It was like before humans were flying airplanes.
Wow.
And the dude just gets like super bad altitude sickness, and I can't remember the rest. But.
That's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it.
And back then, yeah,
Writing something like that.
or just the thought of getting off the ground back then was
Right.
pretty rare, you know.
Right.
You guys want to wrap this up?
Like a little baby.
Like a pig in a blanket.
Quack, quack, ducky, ducky, bitch.
Put your penis down.
Put your penis down.